Manually removing or using brush cutters the blackberry that used to encrust this whole prairie. And then following that, when the Nature Conservancy took ownership, they did a treatment of mowing, followed by a treatment of herbicide, followed by seeding with native grasses from our native plant nursery where we just were. When you get the blackberries and the shrubs down so that the fuel loads are down, you can then introduce fire, which is the primary mechanism by which prairies were maintained prior to Euro-American settlement. So Native Americans would burn these areas because they provided the camas and other species like tarweed that were primary food sources for the Kalapuya tribes in these areas. We grow both those species, particularly the tarweed. We had one of our greatest harvests yet. And we're collaborating with the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde to share this culturally valuable species that is quite rare for them, so that they can practice their cultural practices of making food out of this particular food. It is part of a context. In this case, it is the savanna tree in an oak savanna. What is a savanna? It's not a prairie, though it's kind of like a prairie. A prairie is just a large area with grasses and wildflowers. So in a savanna there are scattered trees. But Quercus garryana is the common oak savanna species here. Now we happen to have a Oregon ash here too, and I'll turn your attention to another kind of oak habitat. This is oak woodland. Notice the trees are more vertical rather than spreading, and the canopy is being created. Also on this land is the hill slopes that contains oak savanna and oak woodland. Those are also very rare habitats that are going to be restored by and maintained into the future for the over 180 species that depend on them. My hope is that our grandchildren can bring a fishing pole down here and catch a salmon to bring home for dinner, and otherwise enjoy all the diversity that the Native Americans and the first settlers enjoyed when they first arrived.